Hi everybody, welcome to the Tiny Studio. It's your girl Nail, and this is Simply Nail's Tiny Studio. What happens here in the Tiny Studio? Well, a lot of creative things happens here in the Tiny Studio. I crochet, I make jewelry or design jewelry. I am also a vintage coach lover. So a lot of vintage coach talk and rehab happens here in the Tiny Studio. I'm also a dreadlock diva, a Locknista queen, and have been for the past 20 years. As a matter of fact, I am celebrating 20 years of being a dreadlock diva. So in the Tiny Studio, we talk about locks, we talk about dreads. That is what happens here every week in the Tiny Studio. But today we are going to be talking crochet, and we're going to be talking about the Harry and Meghan docuseries. I had the opportunity to watch both volumes, volume 1 and volume 2. The last video that I did about Harry and Meghan, about that docuseries, it was based on a trailer that I saw and my thoughts about that trailer, and it had a lot to do with the fact that a statement that Meghan made that I found was very, I gave her the side eye on. So I want to talk to you about the series itself, because I had the opportunity to watch it, and I want to get your thoughts on it as well. But today, before we get into that, I want to show you some completed whips that I didn't get a chance to share with you the last time. In fact, I think that I was working on this project when I talked to you last, or spoke to you last. And this is the project right here. It's a completed lapgan, and this is it. It is a lapgan, and it features Bernat blanket yarn. And you know, I really should measure it so I could give you the dimensions of it, but I'm just going to share with you the completed project and what it looks like. So I really enjoyed making this project. It is a commissioned project, and what I mean by commission is that someone, a client or customer, asks me to design a crochet lap blanket for them, a lapgan for them, and for a certain for a price, I go ahead and design, come up with a pattern, and crochet it. And this is a client's lapgan here, and I will be blocking it tonight, and then after blocking, in a couple of days, I will be packaging this and sending this to the client. So that is what I was working on. And since we last talked here in the Tiny Studio, today I'm going to be working on another commission piece, and this is it right here. I already started. This is going to take me a little bit longer. This is the lapgan, the beginnings of it, and the materials that make up, or the textile and fibers that make up this, that will make up this lapgan, are bamboo, acrylic, wool, and alpaca, and that is what this lapgan, the beginnings of, is made of. This yarn was some yarn that I've had in my stash for about almost 6 years now. I bought it right after Christmas. After Christmas sale at Joann Fabrics almost 6 years ago, and it is the Isak Mizrahi yarn, and this is what it looked like. I bought about 5 skeins of this yarn, and then he had there was another yarn, a different color, that was on sale as well, Isak Mizrahi yarn, and it was a beautiful cream yarn that had flecks of gold in it. So I ended up making a really beautiful scarf with that for a client. But I did not necessarily know how to use this particular yarn at the time. You know, when you're starting out as a beginner crocheter or knitter, and you go to your local Joann's or your local Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Walmart or wherever it is that you buy yarn, and you see so many different yarns, you see so many beautiful yarns, and you have so many ideas, and the inspiration that you get from seeing all these yarns is just something else. But then, you know, with your beginner's knowledge, you pick up all of these specialty yarns and realize that you really don't have the education just yet to use them. And so that's how it was with me. I hadn't used yarns that were of alpaca or bamboo, and I didn't know the right type of hooks to use with them. I didn't know what it is that I could design with them as back then. But becoming more experienced and knowledgeable as a fiber and textile designer, I have been able to use a lot of different specialty yarns that I've had in my stash and create many different, you know, really usable works of art, such as, you know, blankets, afghans, scarves, hats, cows. And this yarn right here, I'm so glad that I did not discard it, because I had thought about throwing it away, which you don't want to do. That is a serious no-no. I'm glad I did not do it. I'm glad that I kept it, and now I am able to most definitely use it for this beautiful Afghan in progress, right? Right. So today I wanted to talk to you. I will be using a size I hook, which is a size 5.5 millimeter hook for this project. And let's see, it is a furls hook, and you know I love a good ergonomic hook, and furls is a really great hook to use, and I really think furls hooks are a really good investment for any person who's really serious about taking their crochet works to a whole different level. So today we're going to talk about it's a continuation of the Harry and Meghan conversation that we had the other day, but it's not going to be as nuanced as it was before. I'm not upset or angry or anything. I am still side-eyeing Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, though. I'm still side-eyeing them. And the number one reason why I am side-eyeing them, on this row that I'm completing right now, I'm using I'm doing a stitch called, I think it's called the star stitch. I'm not necessarily sure. I want to say the star stitch. I don't know. I think you tell me if you know what this stitch is. What I'm doing right now, and it's one of my favorite stitches to make, it is when you do a double crochet and then single crochet. So it's double crochet and then single crochet. So that's what I'm working on right now. You may hear some talking in the background, and that is the hubby. He's on the phone with his family, and you know, even though I'm in a tiny studio and he's in the great room, you know, as that famous song crafted and sung beautifully by Till Tuesday, voices carry. So that's the stitch I'm using for this particular row of this this Afghan, and then I will be, after I complete this row, then I'll be returning to this beautiful yarn here. This Isak Mizrahi yarn is made out of acrylic, bamboo, alpaca, and wool. And I really love this yarn. Such a beautiful yarn, and I'm so glad that I kept it on hand. I'm glad I didn't throw it out, and I'm glad I did not give it away, because it's going to make a really great piece of work, piece of fabric, when this is completed. All right, so as I said, I am still giving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle the side eye. And the reason why is because I really feel that we did not need this docuseries. We didn't need it. If we did not need, and what this docuseries really is a justification for the reason that they left the UK. I cannot believe this. Unbelievable. What I'm going to do is, because it is so rude to you for my phone to just continue to go off like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my notifications completely down so that they don't disturb our conversation, because I think our conversation is a really important one. I believe I really respect your time. I respect you as a Tiny Studio guest, and let's just get into it. I got my phone on low notification now. So anyhow, like I said, I really feel that this docuseries was supposed to be a justification for the reason why Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made the decision to leave the UK and their royal duties and to just live their life as average citizens here in the United States. I really do believe this video, or this docuseries, was to be a justification for that, as a counter to what is being said about them in the tabloids. And I feel like this: if you're right and you feel justified in your actions, you do not need to sit back and to make a public justification or make excuses for why you did what you did. If you thought it was best, then you do not have to prove anything to me or to anyone else. And that is something that I learned becoming a mature adult, which these two people are not just yet. Because when you're not mature as an adult, you feel that you have to justify every decision or every major decision that you make, when in reality, no, you don't. You really don't. So these two people, young people who are justifying their leaving the royal family in the manner that they did, this was something that was unnecessary. Actually, to be honest, to really be blunt with you, the Oprah interview was really all that we needed. We didn't need anything else as the public. We didn't need anything else. So the reason why they decided to do what they did is beyond me. But I have my reasons as to why I believe they went ahead and did that. And one of the reasons why I feel they felt that it was necessary to make this video or this docuseries is for the simple fact that they want to break ground and do things in the entertainment industry, such as with Netflix. Now, even though they say this is, all part of their humanitarian cause, I really feel, in the back of my mind, the back of my head, I really feel that there is something ulterior. There's an ulterior agenda, an ulterior motive for this thing. I know that they have to make money as a couple to be able to feed themselves and take care of their family and all of those other things. I understand all of that, but it just feels disingenuous to me. Okay, it really feels disingenuous. And the reason why it feels disingenuous to me is because of Meghan Markle's background. The fact that she was an actress, a working actress in Hollywood when she met Harry, and she let that go when she married him. So I feel that a lot of what's going on as far as this docuseries is concerned is to help restart her career. Now, I could be wrong. Okay, I want to be wrong on that. I want to, I want to be barking up the wrong tree. But I just feel that when you have it in your heart and you are sincere and you really want to help people, you don't need to stand up on a public. You do not need to stand up in front of everyone with a camera and a microphone and a soapbox to talk about what's right, what your feelings are, to talk about things that happened in your past, to talk about how you feel exploited, all of the injustices that you feel has been heaped upon you. When you're doing something for the people and you are really sincere, you don't need a soapbox to do that. You can do that from the privacy of your own home. You can do a whole lot of things without telling people that that's what you're going to do. And that's why I feel that this whole docuseries thing, that's why I'm giving it the side eye, because we really didn't have to know any of those things. We didn't have to know about the letter that Harry sent to his father that allegedly was leaked by Buckingham Palace to the media. We didn't need to know any of that. I mean, because if you are a person who is, if you have common sense, and you understand how the media work, how paparazzi work, how the firm, which is Buckingham Palace or the royal family, how that works. If you have working knowledge of how all of those things feed into each other, then you basically already understand that when you read something in the tabloid or you see something on some of these TV shows or on YouTube that are about celebrities and athletes and things like that are rumor and innuendo, then you already know that, this is just entertainment, and 99% of the time some of that stuff is not true anyway, but it's just that one glimmer, that 1% that may be true. When you understand those things, then you have a perception of who a person is. But I think that with Harry and Meghan, I think that they want to counter tabloids. And here's the thing with rumors and innuendos. You can come out and counter a lie 11 times, but people are going to continue to believe what they want to believe based on how they perceive you and what they think, how they perceive you and their own life experiences. So, I can sit back all day and say, I didn't steal that car, but, based on whether or not a person's working knowledge is of me and their perception of me as a woman, as a black woman, as an entrepreneur, whatever, they may choose to believe the lie or they may choose not to believe it. But the only thing that I can do is continue to live my life in the most honest and transparent way. Do you know what I'm saying? So this whole docuseries was meant to, counter what happened to them as far as the media in the UK. It was to lay the foundation for their other projects to come, to make us more receptive to whatever message that they want to give the public about their, their humanitarian works and efforts. And I would have appreciated more transparency from them, because I don't feel that the docuseries was very transparent. And the thing is that when I say transparent, yeah, they showed us footage, their wedding and, their honeymoon sort of. And, they gave us little bits of information about, how the media and Buckingham Palace works hand in hand and in concert with one another. That was some great information. I do want to say that was some great information, the way Prince Harry broke that down and let us know that, the palace feeds the media and then the media feeds the public, kind of like it is here in the States. Celebrities feed, celebrity publicists feed tabloids, and then the tabloids, go ahead and feed the public. Then the public consumes all of this information, rumor, innuendo, and gossip, and that's how the public base its perception of celebrities and athletes and rappers and actresses and all of that stuff, based off of rumors and innuendos of what is already fed to the public by these celebrity publicists, and that is how it really goes. I mean, you remember the situation with Michael Jackson? That's my boy and everything. But remember when we found out that Michael Jackson was really feeding the press all of that information? But then when he stopped feeding the press the information that they wanted, okay, the press had to do something, because they have bills to pay, they have mortgages to pay, they have tuitions to pay, so they had to get the gossip from somewhere. And so they decided to do whatever it was that they did and make up all of this crazy gossip about Michael Jackson. And then Michael Jackson comes out with a song called what? Leave Me Alone. And then what's that other song? Why You Want to Trip on Me? That was on his Dangerous album, which is, you feed the beast. You decide that you want to be a celebrity, you want fame, and so you have to do the things that generates fame. You have to feed the fame beast, and part of the fame beast is the media, paparazzi. That is how it works. And when you stop feeding the beast has to get the food from somewhere, right? Right. So they have to do things to keep the beast going. And that is what happened to, Meghan and Harry. That is exactly what happened to them. That's what happened to Harry's mother, Princess Di. Because at one point she was feeding the press as well. The press was going crazy over her. She decided she was going to try to tame it a little bit, get her story out here. And then it was just, an explosion of media around her, so it's like a catch-22 situation. It's like you want to be out there in the forefront, you want to get your message across, but sometimes that can become a two-edged sword. It can be a good thing, and then it can be a bad thing, right? And that's what I'm thinking. So I'm guessing that, Meghan and Harry want to get their truth out there, and there's nothing wrong with you deciding that you want to tell your side of the story, right? No, there's nothing wrong with that, but I want to know how many times you want to tell it, because not that many people, we're actually, to be honest, the public is actually interested in the royal family itself, and that's why there were record-breaking, they had record-breaking ratings, because we all are interested in the royal family. We all want to know about the royal family, something about the royal family that's fascinating to us, and that's what we want to know. I think that when Prince Harry talked about the royal family a little bit, that part was interesting. The part that was the things that was not interesting to me is I really didn't care about them, their life here in the United States. I didn't care about them having to, run from Canada, flee Canada, and come over to the States before COVID locked down the borders. I didn't care about that. I didn't really care about any of that. They were just going through what everybody else was going through during COVID, right? But I just felt that they made a mountain out of a molehill, is what I really think. And I think that they were whining. I think that both of them are two privileged young people who got together, and they believed that certain things was going to happen for them as that privileged couple, and when it did not turn out in that direction, in that way, they fled. they ran. That's what I think. And it was something that Prince Harry said when he said that when he complained about the media attention that was given to his wife, when he complained about it to the royal family, people inside the royal family were saying, well, hey, it happened to me. It happened to my wife too. You know, what makes your wife better than mine? I thought about that. I was like, whoever said that has a good point. Because, I mean, man, when I say the media and the public trash Camilla Parker Bowles, who is now Queen Camilla, I mean, come on. You know, there is nothing that Meghan Markle has gone through that Camilla Parker Bowles didn't go through as well. And I'm trying to tell you this, that lady went through more. She went through a whole lot more. Her name was trashed. Trust me, her name was trashed. Okay? Meghan can't say that. She can't say that. She cannot say that. So, you know, when Harry said that, you know, someone in the family said, hey, well, you know, our wife went through this and that and the other. What makes your wife special? He had a point. That person had a point. So you have a choice to make. You have to either suck it up and grow up, or you throw a tantrum and leave, or throw a tantrum and storm out the room, which is what Prince Harry and Meghan Markle decided to do. They threw a tantrum and left. I think that this could have been a great teaching moment. I think had Meghan Markle's mother taught her about what it means to be a black woman, schooled her on how to carry herself as a black woman, shared with her the pride of being a black woman, of being a woman of color, I really think that Meghan had the opportunity, while performing her royal duties in the UK, she had an opportunity to teach and encourage and inspire so many young black girls in the UK. She had that opportunity, and she also has the opportunity to teach and to be an example of what a woman of color really is in the royal family. She has that opportunity, and in my opinion, she squandered it. She squandered it. And as I said before, her mom has to take the heat and some of the responsibility for this as well. Okay, because I do understand that the press, you know, was really bad and really harsh to Meghan Markle. I believe that. But I also believe that it wasn't as harsh or so harsh that homegirl could not have overcome it. That is the part that I'm trying to drive at. That's where I'm really trying to get you to understand, and the part that I feel that they missed. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry missed an opportunity to allow this situation, their marriage, to be a turning point. They had the opportunity to change things in the royal family. It would have just taken a little bit of time, but they had the opportunity to at least try to change the perception of what it means to be a woman or a person of color in the United Kingdom. And I think that when they fled that situation and came here to the United States, they did everyone a disservice, especially the people who were looking on, people of color. They're subjects in the UK. The people of color who invested in the royal family, and who were happy to see them get married, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. They missed a really good opportunity. And they let so many people of color down in the UK. That's my opinion. You know, that's how I feel about that. I feel that even though they are continuing with, you know, their humanitarian efforts, they have still, you know, they're still kind of carrying the mantle of royal duties unofficially. I really believe that, they could have done more. They could have really done more and really created change over there in the UK. Even just a little bit of change that could have happened. Because it's one thing my grandmother used to always say to me: people are going to talk about you. Trust and believe that, especially if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. They are going to talk about you. Talk doesn't hurt anyone, especially when you are doing what's right. That's something that my grandmother and my mother has said that to me as well. So if you're doing what's right and someone is talking about you, guess what? That's on them. You continue to do what you're supposed to do. And that is what Meghan's mother should have told her daughter. I would have told my daughter, don't you leave. Don't you run. Because you are not a coward. You are a strong black woman. You stay right there and you continue to do what you're doing. Because see, when you run from a situation, you allow them to control the narrative. You allow them to say, oh yes, see what I said about her is true. The rumor that, and the gossip and the backbiting and the arrows or darts of poison that I put out there about her. See, I was right. See, there was some truth in that, because look, she ran. As a woman of color, you don't run from anything. You stick to your guns and you do what it is that you set out to do. And that is the thing about Meghan Markle that I really don't understand. I don't understand why she decided to run. Because that's what she did. And then, they want to blame the paparazzi. They want to blame the media for this. They want to blame the media for, and the paparazzi for Meghan's miscarriage. They want to blame all of these things upon something that an entity that at the end of the day really doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, what really matters is your marriage, how you feel about one another. Family matters, and the children that you create out of that love that you have of each other, for each other, and the love of family. See, now Harry did not get the opportunity to spend the last few months, weeks, days with his grandmother or his grandfather, as far as that's concerned. I'm trying to think. I believe that they were already living in Canada before he had the opportunity to say goodbye to his grandfather, who he said he had a close relationship with. I think that he was in the UK when his grandmother died, but didn't reach her in time to say goodbye. So he missed that opportunity. But then on the other hand, you have Meghan, who says that she got a chance to spend the last days of her paternal grandmother's life. She got a chance to spend those last days with her, someone that she really loved. But Harry didn't get that opportunity. You see where I'm coming from with this? That's why I just feel like we didn't need this. We had the Oprah interview. That was enough. We didn't need anything else. But of course, this docuseries was to counter things that was said in the press about them that was negative. And it was also to lay the groundwork for their other entertainment endeavors, which to me is very disingenuous. I know that Tyler Perry is the godfather to their daughter, their daughter Lilibet. I understand that. But what else is Tyler Perry going to be? I mean, one day are we gonna look up and we're gonna see Meghan Markle on the Oval? Or are we going to see her on, as a cameo on Sisters? Or will we see her in a Medea movie now? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. This docuseries and their Netflix deal, what is that really all about? Is this all really just a stepping stone to get into the door of Hollywood to continue your career, Meghan Markle? I don't know. But I am a woman of a certain age, and I'm just going to tell you, people have agendas. People have agendas. So I would not be surprised if I turn up to the my local movie theater and I'm there to see a Medea movie, and oh, there's Meghan Markle. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. And I'm not trying to say that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it just looks kind of, it just makes me give you the side eye. It makes me, it just makes me do this. So really, that's all I have to say today about Harry and Meghan. I'm still working on this Afghan, as you can see. And I'm probably going to finish this up, and I'm almost finished with this row. I'll probably finish this row, and then I'll switch up back to this beautiful skein of yarn. But I just wanted to talk to you about that. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel within the last couple of weeks. Thank you so much. I hope you don't get, disenchanted because here I talk about, crochet. I talk about the best crochet hooks. I talk about dreadlocks. I talk about vintage Coach purses, and occasionally I throw in a little bit of different news bits and things that I noticed while I was crocheting and watching television or listening to television. So I hope you don't get discouraged. You might be thinking, wait a minute, she's talking about a furrows hook and that furrows is having some kind of sale. What in the world is a furrows? Furrows are crochet hooks. Furrows is a company that specializes in making beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ergonomic crochet hooks. But thank you anyway for hanging out with me here in the tiny studio. If this is your first time, do not forget to subscribe and press that like button. I really appreciate it, and it lets YouTube know that there are people who come to visit me here in the tiny studio and that they enjoy it here in the tiny studio. So let's get the discussion going down in the comment section, and I will check you out next time, maybe in the comments this time. I will check you out, and if you hit the notifications button, you will receive an invitation to join me again here in the tiny studio. Thank you, and have a really great day. Bye bye.